art stations are for when you finish a project and you've cleaned up your space, you've put away your supplies, and there is still time left before the end of class. That's when you're welcome to come up and participate in one of the stations. I'm going to explain what each of the stations are and what that will look like for you. So, some of our I can statements for that is that I can use stations correctly and responsibly. And that I can clean up when I finish. So you are held responsible for all the supplies, all the materials, and putting them back just how you found them, or even better than you found them. So let's dive in and see what some of those stations are. So one of my stations over here is our modeling clay. So in our modeling clay tub, what you will find are some containers with modeling clay inside. You grab one container only. And on the bottom, there are placemats. So you will use the placemat to go on your table, and then you'll work with the modeling clay on top of it. Try to see what sort of 3D materials you can create. Can you create an animal? Can you create a house? Can you create yourself? Can you create an ice cream cone? Anything you want. When you finish or time is up for the day, you are going to put your modeling clay back into a ball, back into its container with the lid on, and put it back in the modeling clay tub. My next station is my blocks. And my blocks, you can take the whole tub. Inside, you will find a bag of different tiles and blocks. And you can build with them. You can create different shapes and designs. In the bottom of our tub are some different idea sheets for you to use. Some are easier because it has the colors that you need. Others get a little harder by being black and white or not even having the shapes done for you. So you can use these to build and draw, and you can do these right at your seat at your table, or if somebody wants to do it with you, you can find a spot, a safe spot on the floor. Just make sure you're out of the way, especially if we're using the drawing rack. When you're done, the mats go back in on the bottom, and your pattern blocks go in the bag, in the tub, and the tub goes back. Next, we have books. Many of you have already seen the books over here on the bookshelf. There are lots of different books for you to use, and they're all in different colored baskets. So if you grab an animal book from the yellow tub, remember to just put your book back in the yellow. Many of them do have a sticker or a tag on the side of it to let you know, and you'll just place it back. You can do that at your seat if your seat is clean. If we painted that day, maybe find a spot on the floor to read that book so you don't get it messy, especially if others at your table are still working. When you're done, put it back. Next up, we have a coloring page. And our coloring pages can be found over here. Let me move the screen so you can see in my rainbow bins. Now that we've scooted our screen over, we can see the rainbow bins. And in each drawer is a different coloring book page. So, with our coloring book page, you will grab the markers, the crayons, or the colored pencils to color them. And you only get one coloring book page. If you finish it, that's still it. You just get the one. Let me show you where we keep the markers, the crayons, and the colored pencils. markers, the crayons, and the colored pencils are, let's take a look at some coloring examples. So you might see this coloring and you're like, well, they may have used the right colors, but it is really scribble, scrabble coloring, especially with all the details that are on this fox or this wolf. So you want to try your very best, even though it's just a coloring sheet, to spend your time working on it and not just flying through. Let's look at another one. This one is doing such a better job. Look at how they colored in and they did some more details. Now wait and see our last one. Wow, look at that coloring. They did all sorts of rainbow colors. They filled each shape and each space as they went. So show me your very best coloring with these coloring book pages. Let's see what else we have. We also have free draw. Maybe you don't want to be limited to the coloring pages that I have. Instead, you might want to draw something all by yourself, and that's awesome. So again, just like with the coloring book page, you only get one. And you can find that free draw paper right up here in the yellow bin on top. So that's where I have my free draw paper, and you get one. If you go to the bookshelf, the bottom rack of the bookshelf has how to draw books. Maybe you want to draw a dog and you want to look at a picture of a dog. Or maybe you want to draw a sports car and you want to look at a picture of a sports car. Those how to draw books can help you step by step learn how to do that. Let's see what else we got. Also up in my cubbies after my blocks, I have my shape by shapes. This is similar to the blocks, but it's more for one or two people to share. So it comes in a bag. The bag then has the different shapes that fit within the square. It is only these two colors. Underneath, if I can get it, there are some cards. If you slide it out, there's a little notch on the back, and you slide it out, and those cards have different idea sheets for you to use to create something. When you're done, you place them all back in. It does not have to be a design, you can just pop them in there. And put it back in the bag, and it goes back in the top. I also have dominoes. Dominoes are right up here, and you can build with the dominoes, you can stack them up, you can lay them out for them to topple over. If you do that, I recommend you doing that on the floor, or you can play the game of dominoes if you know how. If you don't, ask a friend, or if there's time, you can come up and ask me and I can teach you the game. It's a fun numbers game. When you're done, all the domino tiles go back in and they get placed underneath. Next up, we have Jenga. So Jenga is in our cubby over here. We have all the different Jenga pieces. Again, you can use these just to build, or you can play the game of Jenga. I actually have the cardboard piece with the rules, how to play, and it is also a great thing to use to help you stack it up nicely. When you're done, you just put all the pieces back and away. In there. Next up is our magnetiles. I actually have two different baskets of magnetiles. These are done on the floor at the front of the room. I have a whole container here of magnetiles. Just make sure when you're done, nice and neatly, put that back in. As you can see, they do all fit in So you can organize them how you wish to place them in to make sure that they fit. And then your tub goes back in. My next group of Magnetiles, you know the difference because these ones have a big yellow sticker. This is just to make sure that two different groups can work with Magnetiles and they all have the same number and same amount of pieces. So at the end, if you're building things together, just separate them back out. So we have our yellow dot Magnetiles and our other Magnetiles. And again, put them back nice and neatly inside. One of our last few stations is our spiral art station. So hold tight, I'm going to show you how your spiral art will work. You will need a free draw piece of paper, one, and you will need to pick up your spirograph, and you will need to pick up your pen and tool set. So you'll pick up a basket and take it back to your seat to work on this. You're going to take your pen and your paper and your spiral art kit. You can open your spiral art. Careful, the bottom does come out. If it happens, just place it back inside. It's not a big deal. You're going to put your paper in between the two layers. Now, your paper won't fit perfectly, so it won't close, but that's okay. I'm going to start by using the biggest tool. I like to use the big circle tool because it is one of the easiest. Some of you may just have a regular pen, and that's totally fine. You're going to slowly turn those gears around and around. If you go too fast like that, it could rip your paper, which I'll show you in a little bit. But it can go round and round. And if you do happen to get one, oops, that popped off, it's okay. It'll just pops right back in. If you do happen to get a pen that has the numerous colors, all you have to do is press the color you want down. If you want to change your colors, you just pop the top. Now this one, it's not working. Oh no, that one's not working. Don't worry, just find one that will stay and grab a new gear to start your spiral again. Remember, go slowly. You can change colors in between. But watch what happens if I try to go too fast. Sometimes that oval tool is tricky and it can tear and rip your paper. So be careful. When you're done with these, you're just going to stack these, place these inside the bin, put the bin away. I also have for us, if you want to keep working on another tiny art show, I have some Post-its in one of the bins here. You're welcome to do one tiny art show piece and keep adding to our collection. Also, I forgot to mention with your free draw, I do have some figurines you can set out, and you can draw these from observation as a great way to practice. Just make sure you're not drawing on these, but you're drawing on your paper. If you can't think of something to draw, I've moved our guide sticks right up here next to our figures, and you can just pull one out to inspire you. Like this one says, something with sharp teeth. So you can draw something with sharp teeth, or maybe you're doing modeling clay and you want to mold something with sharp teeth, whatever floats your boat. Just remember, when it is time to stop, we clean up properly so that we can keep continuing to do stations. Because if you are not using it properly and not being responsible, we won't get to use them and our stations will have to close. So, can't wait for you guys to get started.